Yo, what is up, dudes? Okay, so this is my first episode of Shadowdark. Shadowdark is a TTRPG game. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a lot easier. So if you don't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons, or if this is your first time seeing a solo RPG game played out, this video, would be for you. I'm going to make this really easy too, where I'm going to edit the video and make it time-lapse so you don't have to sit through me like yakking and all that. And it'll be a lot more enjoyable viewer experience, I hope. So with that being said, what we're going to do is with all great stories and RPGs, we need to get a setting going. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to roll up our setting. And Shadowdark's got this really cool thing where you can just find out where your setting's going to be. Like, they've got everything's really easy to generate. So we're going to draw up here. Not draw, but we're going to actually draw it. So we'll do a time lapse. So let's get our dice here. All right, and these dice will make sense later. I've got them used for specific things. Also, this eyeball here is going to be our oracle. So I will be talking to it, and it will be generating my dice rolls for me. Okay, so what we're going to do... Okay, so we're going to get a setting here. So we're going to start with an overland map. And then that's going to be our setting. So let's roll 2 d6s here. All right, here we go, bros. First roll. Let me get it out of the side here. Here we go. All right, 4. So we are in a grassland. Okay, so we're going to be in a grassland. So I'm going to kind of draw up our hex map, and I'm going to show you how we get this set up. Okay, so this is a Leuchtturm 1917 notebook. I got it with the dot grid. This is on page 2 that I started this hex map, and on the top of it, I wrote A through X, and then on the sides, I wrote 1 through 33. And then I randomly just kind of picked a position to put my first hex down, and that is going to be the grassland. So essentially in Shadowdark, hexes are about 6 miles across. And for crossing hexes, walking is 4 hours, mounted is 2, sailing's 1, difficult terrain is 2 times normal, and an arduous terrain is 8 hours. So we'll go back and go through the rules again if I forget anything. But yeah, just kind of labeled on the sides, and I'm going to be putting a key on the other page. So what's really cool about these overland hex maps that Shadowdark does is that every time you leave a hex, you need to roll a d6. And if you roll a 1 on this d6, you're going to get a point of interest. So this other page that I'm drawing here is going to be my points of interest that I might come across when I roll a 1. So they're going to be like locations or development. So I'm going to leave this kind of blank. And so if I do draw or roll a 1, I'll be putting some details here. While I'm drawing up the character sheet page, I thought maybe it'd be a good time to talk about the core ethos of Shadowdark. So really the only rule in Shadowdark is that the GM, the Game Master, is the one that makes the rules. So think of the rulebook of Shadowdark as rather a tool instead of rules that you need to follow by. It does have really good ideas, and I'm going to be using pretty much sticking to the book, but things can change because it's based on the game and who you're playing with. We don't really want to be bogged down into massive rules because that's going to really destroy the flow of the game. So also, Shadowdark has this pact that they have with players. I thought it was kind of cool. They wrote it into the rule book here, and I think it'd be kind of nice to read it out. So you and your players are gaming together for fun, prop each other up, and strengthen bonds. So this is the pact. And the pact is often unspoken and unseen, but it's always felt, and it's going to be based on goodwill, respect, and fellowship. So I'm going to try and incorporate that into these games so I don't waste your time, and all my ideas and arguments are going to be respectful of the game and of your time. I also want to talk about the core ethos. So time is going to be the most important resource of this game because you're going to find out that darkness is going to be the true enemy of this game. So I'm going to be carrying around torches, and I'm going to be keeping track of my torch counter, because if I'm in darkness, really bad stuff's gonna start happening. Okay, so I finished my character sheet page, and I decided to roll with 4 characters, and we're going to be making those right now. But first, you'll notice that I left the top of my character sheets some room up here, because I've got this idea. This isn't in the rule book, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to incorporate it. But in the rule book, in Shadowdark, they've got these things called rival crawlers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for a party name. So let's do that right now, and let's see what I get, what my party name is going to be. It also has like secrets, signature tactics, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to incorporate that so I can use it for like a role-playing element to create my party and see how we go. So let's get, hopefully we get a cool name. Let's see. All right, so we are number 15. We are called the Lightless. 19. Knights. We are known for 12. They're frenzied admirers. Okay, so I'm already getting some ideas here rolling in my brain. But okay, so let's figure out on this other page on here, we've got like a secret too. Let's see if we got any secrets. So let's see what we got. Okay. We're gonna roll 2d6. Actually, no. Let's roll our. Let's see if we're renowned, like if we're popular or not. I'm gonna say we are, because we have frenzied admirers, but those could be like evil forces. Let's see. Let's see if we're well known too. Okay, so we're locally known. Okay, so my group is a locally known group of delvers. And let's see what our secret is. So we're going to kind of see here. 9. Okay, we are suffering a curse. All right, so we have a curse. And then let's see if we are wealthy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to skip the wealth part, and I'm going to see if we can do something different. We're going to be rolling up our gold to make it more fair. All right, last thing, let's figure out the tactics. So we're going to roll a d4. Here we go. 1d4. We don't... Okay, so the Lightless Knights. Okay, let's see what our signature tactic is. So we got a 4. Okay. We've got loyal followers. Or we could be neutral where we buy information, or we could be chaotic and target the helpless. So let's make our characters and see how that pans out. I'm already kind of getting some story ideas, so I thought this would be kind of a cool idea to incorporate into the story. So we are going to be called, what was it? The Lightless Knights. And we are known for our frenzied admirers. All right, this will be interesting. On the top of the page, I thought it'd be cool to make the emblem of these knights. And the emblem's going to be a crown with a black sun around it. And then on the other side, I'm going to write down the curse that these guys have. And the curse is going to be called the Curse of the Devoted. So the curse goes like this. The more they save the world, the more people they condemn to madness. So I thought maybe like people can be really fanatical and devoted to them, and they might get themselves in trouble. We'll see how it plays out. So now we're going to roll up our stats for our first character. In Shadowdark, all you have to do for your stats is just take 3d6 and roll straight down the line. So this is our character's strength we're rolling for. Let's see what we get. Okay, so 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 3, so we got 13 for his strength. Okay, let's check out his dex. His dexterity is 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So 12 dexterity. Okay, his constitution, this is his life. Okay, so, oh, look at that, bros, look at that. I think I found us the tank. I think I found the tank. So we got 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 6. Oh, nice, dude. 16. Okay, we got a good one, guys. Okay, 16 for his constitution. Okay, so let's check out the intellect. Intellect here. Okay, 6 plus 3 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. Okay, so he's kind of smart. 12 intellect. Alright, now wisdom. Here's his wisdom. 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 9 wisdom. Okay, and then now his charisma. Charisma is going to be his character. Like his persuasiveness. And let's see, hopefully we get a good one. Oh, let's see here, bros. What is it? Oh, it's not that good. 5. Okay, 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. So, he is kind of not that, persuasive, or probably, maybe I can make him into, okay, so he's going to be a tank. Maybe I can make him, I don't know, let me think about it. Okay, bros, so I rolled an amazing stat block here, and I thought, okay, so he's going to be a tank. I have to go dwarf. And you would not believe the coolest name I rolled out of the book. I rolled a natural 20 on the dwarf names, and his name is Grim. How cool is that? So Grim is level 1. He's got an armor class of 14. He's got 12 HP, which is pretty high in this game because of his constitution. His constitution is at a +4. So he's a dwarf fighter. And then I actually rolled a +2 on my constitution again. So I've got a really high constitution score. So he's got 14 gear slots, which is going to come in port. That's going to be really important here. And then he's also got grit. And on grit, I chose strength. So I'm going to get advantage on strength checks. And then his weapon mastery is going to be axe. So he's going to get +1 to attack and damage. And this character is so cool. I can't believe I rolled the coolest name ever. And on his background is barbarian. How awesome is that? So I'd like you all to meet Grim the Barbarian. Okay, so now we're going to do our second character here. We're going to do the exact same thing we did previously. Alright, so our first roll here on the strength is going to be 4 plus 2 is 6, 7. So this guy has 7 strength. Let's do our dexterity. Our dexterity is 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 dexterity. Constitution. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me, guys? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at this, guys. I'm not making this up. Are you kidding me? Okay, so his constitution is the same as Grimm's. So he's got, oh my gosh, 16. 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 6. 16 constitution. Okay, we're going to roll with it. We're just, wow, what a great roll. This is blessed. The Oracle, man. Hopefully we can get a cool, let's see. We'll keep it going. Okay, so intellect. Intellect. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. 4 plus 4 is 8. Oh, it's not that good. Well, it's good. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 4 is 12. So he's got 12 intellect. Let's check out his wisdom. Oh, wow. That's really good. 14. So 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay, 14 wisdom. All right, and last one, charisma. And charisma is going to be like, well, I explained this last time, but it's like persuasions. If I can overcome charms, like if somebody charms me. Okay, my charisma is low again. So 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Alrighty. So this is actually a pretty good roll too. Let me think about what I'm going to do with this character. And I'll get back to you. Alright, so I'm sorry, I had to do it. I rolled a really high wisdom, so I needed to take this as an opportunity to roll up a priest class. I'm doing it. I need a priest because I am going to be dealing with some evil stuff in these dungeons, man. The darkness. And I need, what's his deity? His deity is Saint Tenagris. And I'm going to need to be blessed by the Holy Order of Saint Tenagris so I can survive these dungeon delves. I'm going to need all the help I can get, supernaturally too, speaking of which. And this guy is a priest, and he's human. His background is actually the jeweler, so he's going to know a lot about jewelry, gems, special things like that, maybe magic items. I can maybe put that into the story. His title is the Acolyte. So his name is Denton. And when I was drawing him up, I was like, maybe he could be kind of like a cool guy with like a mullet, like a young dude. But I was like, nah, Denton's gonna be a wise guy. He's gonna have seen some things. He's gonna know about he's gonna be like perception. He's gonna be looking out and protecting the group and praying a lot, because I'm going to need all the help I can so I can survive. Denton is going to be in leather armor. His AC is 9. He's got 7 HP, which is pretty good. And his weapon is going to be a mace and shield. So this is Denton. Okay, guys, so now we'll do our third character. Alright, let's see, let's go right here. Here's our first stat, so strength. I'm hoping we get a magic dealer here. Like a magic. Oh, dang, that's pretty good. So 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So this guy's gonna have 15 strength. Okay, 15. Alright, now we'll do dexterity. Dexterity is really low, so we got 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6. So 6 dexterity. Constitution. Let's try out our const. Okay, 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5 constitution. Intellect. Oh, there we go. Intellect is 4, plus 5 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 10 intellect. And then his wisdom. Let's try out the wisdom here. 3 plus 3 plus 3. So we got 9 wisdom. Okay. And then now let's do his charisma. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7 wisdom. Okay, so this one's, his stats are a little odd, but let's think about what we can do here. Let me get back with you guys. Well, bros, we rolled some hard stats on this guy, to say the least. He's got a really high strength, which is 15, so he's going to be really strong. And unfortunately, his constitution's really low. It's a -3. So that puts his HP, I didn't really roll really good on his health points. It puts his HP at 2. So this guy's going to be kind of a glass cannon. You can have really bad characters in this class, but I think what's kind of neat is if you lean into that, you can make some really interesting characters. And I was thinking about this guy, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to pull out a curse scroll that I have. It's a curse scroll 1. These are like 15-page vines you can get that are kind of supplements for Shadowdark. And in these vines, they have this class. It's the Warlock. And you might come across the Warlock in other games, and they're kind of magic dealers. But what's interesting about the one in Shadowdark is the Warlocks are actually melee classes. And I was starting to think maybe this Warlock that I'm having is maybe kind of in a sickness. He's kind of weak because he's got a really low constitution, or maybe he's old. Yeah, so I was thinking, okay, so he's old. Let's make him into an old orc. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. and I got to pick out his patron, and his patron is going to be Almazat. And let me read off Almazat. He's such a cool patron. He's an eldritch being with immense power, and they have magical abilities or boons, and they give them to mortals who petition for their favor. So Almazat is a wolf-headed archdemon with 6 eyes and 6 horns. Almazat seeks to wrest the sands of the ages from his father Kytheros. And Kytheros is the Lord of Time who seeks all possible futures. So they kind of fight each other. And I'm like, okay, so maybe he could be an old orc trying to go back in time, or no, not time, but I don't know. He's an aged orc, and so he's following Almazat, this wolf with 6 eyes, 6 horns. So I really wanted to lean into that. And so I put a wolf head on him. Maybe he killed this wolf and is wearing it. Kind of reminds me of Warcraft. And so what's cool about the Warlock too is you get to roll on 2 different tables. You get the Warlock talent trees, or you can get the Patron talent trees. And I decided to go with the Patron talent trees, and I rolled a 6, which means I get to learn 1 melee weapon or get to add +1 to my melee attacks. So I decided to go with a melee weapon, and I chose a greatsword. So this orc is going to be running around with a greatsword. It's a D12. So think of him kind of as like a glass cannon. And I also rolled a 9 on the half-orc names. I believe it was a 9. And his name is Corv. So this is Corv. I think he's pretty cool, and I'm going to try my hardest to keep him alive, but he might die. We'll see. It'll be really fun to play him, though, so we're going to see how it goes. We got 1 character left. I'm really hoping we get a ranged, like maybe a thief that could use a bow, a ranger. I would also really be happy with the wizard, but let's just roll it up. Let's see what we get. Either way, it'll be fun no matter what. That's kind of the point of Shadowdark. So our first stat, strength, we're going to get a 6 plus 3 is 9. So we got 11 strength. All right, dexterity, here we go. Please, please, please. Come on, Oracle. Give me some. I'm going to spin it. Maybe that'll help me out with my rolls. Okay, there we go. Oh, yes. Yes, thank you, thank you. It's still spinning, too. Okay. We got a 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 4, 15. Okay, this is great. I needed that so bad. Because now I got a high dexterity. I can use a bow. So let's check out his constitution. Let's see if it'll work. Let's keep it spinning. Constitution. Oh, wow. So we got a 4. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 constitution. That's really low. Alright, intelligence. Let's see. Maybe he could be a wizard too. Let's see what we get for intelligence. Okay, hey, that's pretty good. So 6 plus 5 is 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 intelligence. Alright, and then let's do charisma. Alrighty. Oh, okay. That's not bad. 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 charisma. Oh, I'm sorry. That was wisdom. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. That was wisdom. So now let's do charisma. So he's got a high wisdom. Let's do charisma now. Okay, that's good. So 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 3 is 10. So 10 charisma. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, okay. So that's all of it. Let me think about this character, and then I think I'm going to make him range. I'm not sure, but I need a range dealer. Good thing is I got dexterity, so maybe he can deal with traps. I'm not sure. Let me think about it. Okay, on this character, I went full edgelord. Because I got a really high dexterity, I really needed that so I can have range in this group, and also somebody that can deal with, hiding and sneaking. And instead of just going with the thief class in the book, I've got the Cursed Scroll number 2. Cursed Scroll number 2 is all about, it's called the Red Sands. It's about like desert sorcerers, bandits, and lost treasures. But in this Cursed Scroll, they've got the Raz Godai class. Okay, let me read it off. It's so cool. Okay. The Raz Godai, they are black-clad assassins who train from childhood inside a hidden desert monastery. They gain their sorceress powers from a legendary black lotus flower that was given to them by a demon. Anyways, I think that's really edgy and cool, and I'm talking like really cool ninja stuff. And I needed that really bad. So, on this guy, I rolled an elf. I thought that would be really fitting because I also get farsight. So if I decided to use a bow, I can get +1 to my attacks on it. And my background, I've rolled, I think it was a 14. And unfortunately, it makes totally sense to get this background. It's called the Soldier. And I thought maybe this guy could be, from that temple, that monastery in the desert. His title is going to be an acolyte. And then for his alignment, I was doing some research in the book here, and I've got chaotic down. And chaotic doesn't necessarily mean evil. And I was thinking, okay, you know what? Let me change Corv's alignment to chaotic. And maybe they can be like a duo. Because on my deity, on my elf here, I chose Almazat, the same deity as Corv. So maybe they can work together and I can incorporate that into the story. On the name, I rolled, on the elf name, his name is Ithior. 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 Ithior, the Raz Godai assassin. Oh yeah, and so what's really cool is the Raz Godai, you earn the right to eat a petal from the fabled black lotus flower, and you survived its sorceress effects. So I get to roll 1 talent on the black lotus talents, and I rolled, what was it? I get to walk on walls for 1d4 rounds. Isn't that cool? And then also his ability is called Smoke Step. I've got Smoke Step, so I can do it 3 times. I can teleport behind to a location. Now you can see that's within near. And, it's like me teleporting behind someone's back like that meme. So I thought it was really cool. I really think this character is really awesome. But unfortunately, I rolled really low on my constitution again. And he's rolling with an HP of 1. That's even lower than Corv. Anyways, I thought that was kind of cool. They both share the same deity, patron, I should say. So they kind of serve the same eldritch being. So I'm going to try and incorporate that into the story. Also, his weapon is a scimitar and a long bow. And I also equipped him with some iron spikes. And by the way, if you didn't know how gold works or gear works in Shadowdark, what you do is you roll 2d6s and you times it by 5. And that's how I've been getting gold. So on my first 2 guys on Grim, I've got I think it was like 35. And then on Denton, it was 35. And then on Corv, it was like, I forgot what it was. But you'll have to trust me. I've got decent starter gear, but it was like 35, I think. It wasn't that high, but fortunately I got decent gold, but that's not really going to matter per se. Well, it does matter, but we'll see how it plays out after our first dungeon. So after our first dungeon, we'll be getting more gold and stuff like that. But essentially, I've got some starter gear for him. On page 6 and 7 here, I'm writing the main ideals and backstories of the Lightless Knights. So I'll just kind of read off what I wrote here. Few remember when the company was first formed. Some assume they were once a knightly order. Others insist that they crawled from the deepest halls beneath the earth. Every tale ends differently, yet all agree on one. Where the Lightless Knights venture, darkness follows. Their standard has the crest of a crown within a blackened sun. Villagers whisper prayers as they pass by. Some kneel, some flee. Others abandon their homes and follow the company, convinced that the knights are chosen by a presence beyond mortal understanding. Whether this devotion is born of faith or a curse, none can say, but there is another truth. The knights never seek glory. They only seek the dark, a shadow dark where others dare not tread. And I kind of put the main themes of this kind of separately, so you'll see where the lightless nights venture, darkness follows. That's going to be kind of the main theme of this group. And then also the ideals I put down kind of separately too. The knights never seek glory, they only seek the dark, a shadow dark where others dare not tread. So I kind of really wanted to make that stand out. So this is going to be the theme of the story and the overarching narrative. I was going to draw a spread down here at the bottom, but I actually changed my mind because I wanted to write the backstories of these characters. I'm going to try and keep it really simple and in one paragraph because I'm going to actually let the story develop them. And so this is Grim the Stonebreaker. Grim is a dwarf where his fury is as heavy as the mountains themselves. He speaks little, preferring the language of steel. His axe hungers for goblin kings and a cave troll. Many say that when Grim enters the battle, even monsters hesitate. So Grim's going to be a typical mountain dwarf, and he's going to be out here looking for battles. He's going to be in the front lines. I would say Grim is more quiet and cautious, but he's actually, when he gets into battle, he's going to be very aggressive. So Brother Denton, on the other hand, he's kind of opposite of Grim. Denton's going to be more calculated. So this is kind of his backstory. Once a humble jeweler, Denton learned that gemstones remember things forgotten by man. Hidden within ancient relics and enchanted rings, he finds fragments of truths that are better left buried. Now he serves the lightless nights as a priest, a scholar, and keeper of cursed treasures. His hands find that once polished silver now cleanse relics of darkness, or he fails trying. Every magical object that the group's gonna come across is gonna go through Denton's hands. So he's gonna be like my identifier. He's actually a very valuable asset to this party. He's got a really high wisdom, so he's gonna be looking out for traps, and looking out for things like that. But yeah, if I come across any otherworldly objects, I think Brother Denton's going to be the one that's going to be shining in that aspect. So yeah, this is Brother Denton. And also I thought it'd be kind of cool to make his cloak checkered, so it's black and white, kind of like a lightness and darkness. So I'm going to try to make him stand out with that cloak whenever I draw him up in my scenes. If you look closely, I accidentally forgot to write his name above his image here. So, but it's okay. I'm not going for perfection anyways. But this is Corv, the Wolfbound. Corv forged a pact with Almazat, the wolf demon of the Forgotten Wilds. His enormous blade is more prison than weapon, carrying whispers that only he can hear. He walks the forest as a hunter and a forager, reading signs invisible to ordinary men. Some nights, travelers swear they hear wolves surrounding the camp, though none are ever seen. Corv claims they are merely watching. I think it'd be kind of neat to have the wolf implemented in this game. So I might try to think of some cool ways to put in some Almazat, the wolf demon, that eldritch being. Maybe I can try to incorporate that into Corv's story, because he is kind of a warlock. So maybe I'll think of some ways to add that. But I really want to try to emphasize his sword, how giant it is, and it's also kind of like a cursed blade. I really like the idea of having characters that are bound together, and I thought maybe these two, I really like that idea, so I thought maybe these two could have a history. So Ethor the Silent Fang, the Razgadite elf called Ethor, is never far from Corv's side. Before joining the company, the two served the hidden cults devoted to Almazat. Corv became the demon's chosen vessel, while Ethor became its unseen blade. Where Corv is strength, Ethor is precision. Where Corv announces death, Ethor delivers it. The two communicate with little more than a glance, moving through battle with uncanny coordination. Rumors claim they once completed a campaign without speaking a single word to one another. So these two are going to be kind of companions in a sense that they're going to be doing battle together. I really like the drama if one of them dies or if something happens to them, because they're both bound by this eldritch demon. So I really want to try to incorporate that into the story too. I hope you guys don't mind, but I wasn't at my computer desk to record my drawing, my initial rough draft, like the pencil sketch, so this is just me inking it. I thought it'd be kind of good to have an image of all of them together, because they are a party. So this is kind of what they're looking like. They might develop and change in how they look later on in the story as well, but this is just kind of like the first initial look of them. It's kind of vague, but I kind of like that because I can add more details and stuff later on to them and make it more, detailed, and that once they start developing more. So under the bottom, I wanted to kind of conclude all of them together, and so I wrote, together they are known as the Lightless Knights. Treasure is merely a necessity, and glory is meaningless. Darkness is where they belong. For somewhere beneath the world, an ancient evil, or purpose, an ancient truth, a truth that the Lightless Knights must face. Alright guys, so that's it for my Lightless Knights here. I've got their backgrounds. I got the last page here too. I kind of just added a little bit more detail. I also did some more details on the characters. I left this in pencil form because I'm going to be erasing things. And I'm going to probably be doing this for every level up that they go through, just to see how they evolve. And this is my hex map, so this will be my map, and then this over here will be my points of interest. On my first page here, I left it blank, and I did that for a reason I'll explain later in the adventure. So yeah, this is it. Also, I wanted to ask you guys a favor. I would love this to be a multiplayer game, so if you guys have any cool ideas or funny comments or character ideas, or maybe even enemies you would like me to see fighting, feel free to comment them, and maybe if they're cool, and they make sense, I'll definitely try to incorporate them into the story. So I think that's what would be kind of fun about doing this on YouTube, is I would love to get other people's feedback and ideas and be like, hey, what if you added them where they have to fight this type of creature, or what if something like this happens? So I think that'd be kind of cool, and maybe if it's, makes sense and, is a cool idea, maybe I can incorporate that into the story. So thank you all so very much for watching and spending time with me here. I really do love role-playing games, and in the next video, I'm going to be actually playing the game. So thank you so much. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. So I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.